Hey, what's going on, guys? Another time for a little chat out back, right? Um, Voice still isn't quite there yet, but we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So we're into a low volatility, low volume weekend. We're having a little bit of red in the altcoins, guys, which isn't bad. I mean, I did a little bit of DCAing earlier today, getting ready to do a little bit more, putting my buy alerts over on the Patreon so that everybody knows what I'm picking up over there. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's a good little opportunity to DCA. So, I mean, not financial advice, but opportunity's opportunity, guys. We're not going to have these prices too much longer, in my opinion. Bitcoin's sitting at $96,216 last time I looked a few minutes ago. So far so good. Can we close above 96? That would be good. That's what I would like to see. I don't want to see us fall any lower. If we do, next level of support would be somewhere around 93,400. If that does not hold, it would take a lot, I think, for that to not hold though, because that held really, really well over the last week or so before we moved up again. But if that doesn't hold, then 91K. Below that would be 88. But I just don't see us going down that far unless something happened on a macroeconomic scale. Mr. T or something says something outside of that. I really don't see us going any further down than maybe 93.4 again. Really, you know, worst case 91. But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I think it's going to hold strong. I think we're going to close today above that 96K level, which is great. I would look for just more sideways action tomorrow, end of the week, right? It's the weekend, so I wouldn't expect much going into next week. We do have CPI, I believe, on Wednesday, so we'll see what happens there. I thought it was supposed to be last week. Turns out it's this week coming up. Or wait, no, that's wrong. The Fed FOMC meetings this week. That's what it is. Sorry, my bad. So the FOMC meeting, I believe, on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens there. We're not expecting any kind of rate cut or anything, so don't expect that. I'm pretty sure there's like a 90% chance of just a continued pause, which is fine. That's what's priced into the market right now, right? So that's not really going to crash the market at all. Though on Wednesday, if Powell speaks, then we could see a little bit of volatility on that day while he's speaking, because we generally will see that. A lot of times what we'll see is a little bit of a dip and then a pump after that. But outside of that, I think it'll be mostly just sideways. It's a nothing burger to me. A pause is already priced into the market, so I'm not expecting anything big on the downside when it comes, unless he says something that's bearish, right? When he's up there talking, that's the only wild card in it, really. So we'll have to see what he has to say. I'm not expecting him to say anything bearish. Um, Markets are not overly bullish, but they're not overly bearish either. So hopefully he continues his. I mean, what would really be good is if he says something about in reference to the rate cut that we're all expecting to happen in June, right? Now a lot of people are expecting a 25 basis point cut in June. Uh, I'm gonna give it like a 10% chance maybe they give it a 50-point basis cut, because of all the speculation that they're going to cut in May and then June. Maybe instead of doing a 25 basis point cut in June, maybe they do a 50 because they didn't do one in May. Because there is talks of them doing like four rate cuts this year now instead of two, right? But we'll see. Guys, the thing is, the tariffs have not, the economy has not started to feel the effects of the tariffs yet. That's the thing that you have to remember. Um, for the most part, I think that people will just simply not buy the things that are increasing in price, because a lot of the stuff that the tariffs are increasing the value of, the price of, sorry, are not really life essentials anyways, right? So people will just not buy, a Japanese car or whatever the case might be. You get what I'm saying, right? People are resourceful, people are resilient, people can just simply go without buying non essential things if the price increases too much. but we will see those price increases, right? So what I would say to you guys, me personally right now, if there's any electronics that I want, anything like made anywhere else right now, I'm purchasing right now because we're going to feel the effects of things soon, right? It's not just the price going up that we're going to feel the effects on, but it's also the lack of inventory. You're going to start to see shelves on stores be bare, right? For certain products. So you're going to have to remember that as well. Now, I'm not trying to put a panic out there and say, "Oh, go buy tons of toilet paper," like you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, if there is something in terms of if you're thinking about getting a new TV or a computer or I don't know a phone, whatever it is that might be imported from elsewhere, it might be a good idea to get it now before prices start to increase and inventory starts to plummet. Right? Not financial advice. You do what you got to do. I'm just putting that out there, to the universe. Um, so yeah. So anyway, Bitcoin's looking good. We'll see what happens with the effects of the tariffs on the markets. But guys, there is something I wanted to talk to you guys about, and that is I'm noticing another rookie mistake, so to speak, a beginner's error that a lot of people make in crypto. And I'm here to warn you about it because I'm getting asked about it a lot, right? I get a lot of DMs. People ask me, "Hey man, this project that I'm holding, right? Just today, someone talked to me. I'm going to use this as an example. I did a one-on-one coaching call over on the Patreon, and someone had asked me, uh, Forda's not really doing anything. It's just kind of going sideways. It's been that way for a long time. I'm kind of thinking about getting out of it and rolling that money into, ZBEC or whatever, right? Guys, this is a big mistake a lot of newer people in crypto make, right? The last thing you want to do is be exiting projects that have been boring and going sideways. The longer they continue to be boring and go sideways, that's called an accumulation phase, right? That's what that's called. And the longer it goes sideways, the bigger the break to the upside is going to be. We were accumulating for over a year. We're accumulating Onyx coin over on the Patreon. Now, this goes back to February, March of 2024, right? We were accumulating Onyx coin back then when no one was talking about it. And it went sideways and boring for pretty much a year. And I was starting to get people saying the similar thing to me. Onyx coin, should I just get out of it? It's not doing anything, right? It's just boring and sideways and and this project's pumping and that project's pumping and maybe I should roll my money over there. Should I roll my money over there instead because that's moving and this one's not? Guys, that is the exact, and that's, you know what? Listen, that's just instinct. It's not your fault. It's not a knock on you or anything. That's instinct of a new person in the space, right? Your instinct is to tell you, like a moth to a flame, go after that one that's going parabolic. Ignore this one that's doing nothing and being boring, right? That's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal, guys. But it's wrong. You have to ignore that instinct because it's the opposite of what you should be doing, right? Not financial advice, guys, but me personally, when something's boring and going sideways for a long time, I continue to accumulate it because I know exactly what's going to happen, right? If I know the fundamentals are sound, if I know the team is good, if I believe in the project, yeah, guess what? It's boring and sideways. The longer it's boring and sideways, the bigger my bag continues to get, right? That's my philosophy. Because what's going to happen? This is exactly what's going to happen. When you decide, there's a fly buzzing around or a wasp or something, sorry. When you decide to sell something that's been boring and sideways for a long time, guess what happens? As soon as you get out of it, yeah, you know exactly what I'm going to say. It pumps hard, 2, 3, 4, 500%, just like that, boom. And then the project you rolled your money into, people start taking profits, and all of a sudden, your exit liquidity on that project for somebody who bought it when it was boring and sideways, right? Don't fall for that, guys. Then you get stuck in a pattern of buying high and selling low, right? So don't make that mistake, guys. Don't fall for that. A lot of people are asking me about it, if they should do this kind of thing, and that's how I know a lot of people are, contemplating making that mistake. If you had conviction in the project when you bought it, if it's boring and sideways, that's called an accumulation phase. That's where people should be buying it, not trying to find a way to get out of it. Unless something fundamentally has changed in the project, or some of the team has abandoned it or something like that, then no, in my opinion, we should not be considering getting out of it. We should be waiting and waiting patiently. The biggest thing that they say, guys, right? Crypto is the transfer of wealth from the inpatient to the patient. That's exactly what it is, right? If you're trying to sell something at a low because it's boring and sideways, there's a plenty of people out there who are more than happy to buy your crypto at rock bottom prices and wait for it to pump. So you got to decide which one you are, right? Don't fall for that stuff, guys. Don't fall for that stuff. Shout out to the channel sponsor, by the way, Decent Self Custody Wallet. Use our link down below, guys. Get a phenomenal deal. Um, yeah, so don't make that mistake, guys. Don't be selling low and buying high. Don't chase green candles. You know what you get when you chase big green candles, right, guys? You know what you get. Come on. You get big red ones. I can't say it on here because I'll get shadow banned, but you get it. Um, so just, yeah, so don't make that mistake. Make sure you're paying attention to what's going on, because over these next 5 months, like I said, we're going to start to see 25% corrections along the way. We're going to see 4 or 5 of them probably between now and September, October. And I believe that's where the top of the market's going to be. I'm also getting a lot of people starting to ask me if I'm sure that this bull run's going to happen. I know it's been a long time if you've been here for a while, guys. I know it's coming. Believe me, it's coming, right? That's what she said. Be patient, be strong, be vigilant, pay attention, do your research, and don't make rookie mistakes, right? If you need help, if you need guidance, if you need education, if you're emotional, if you're worried you don't know if you're going to sell too soon or hold too long, guys, if you're new to crypto, there is no shame in having your hand held by a community of people, a massive community of people who've been through multiple bull runs and can help you get out of this asset class in this 4-year cycle with your profits intact for you and your family. That's the point. That's why you're here, right? That's all that matters at the end of the day. So come on over. We have a massive community. We have 8 different chat rooms over on the Patreon, guys, covering different topics. If you need help, anything from micro cap gems to just general crypto talk and education, to taxes and banking, being proactive with your banks so that the banks don't freeze your assets when you transfer your funds over, because they will. Make no mistake about it. Then come on over to the Patreon, guys. Also, if you don't know how to identify where liquidity is in the market, that's a key factor here that no one's telling you about, guys. Come on over to the Patreon. We will educate you on how to set your sell orders in positions where they will actually fill, okay? So come on over, check that out, guys. We're live every single day on the Patreon. We drop educational content, microcap gem videos. You can book one-on-one coaching calls with me personally if you need a more personal one-on-one touch. You can book your one-on-ones with me for free as a Patreon member, and we can get you in. We can sit down. We can answer all your questions. We can put your worries at rest, and we can, if you need a second opinion on your portfolio, whatever it is, we're there to help you with all things crypto. So come aboard, guys. I'm basically asking you to buy me a meal every month. It's a meal. That's it, right? People are making, we've helped 30 people hit 7-figure portfolios since January in this Patreon, guys, right? And all that cost them was the price of a meal. So come aboard, guys. These other channels are charging you between $100 and $1,000 a month. We just want you to buy us a meal. Check it out. If you don't like it, you can leave. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain, guys. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.